Hi everyone, it's Saturday, which means it's time for another episode of my Saturday Ritual Bath & Body Works haul. I'm Tracy, and thanks so much for joining me today on the 3-Wick Thesis candle channel. I only went to one store, and that was my usual outlet. However, I did have a BOPIS to pick up as well. So I'll start with the BOPIS order. Now this I snagged last week Sunday when the body care sale was still going and everything was what, $5.95 I think. You might recall last week's haul we snagged one of these lotions, the water lotion. I don't know how well you can see that, but we're down to here already. And the husband was like, wow, we're going through this really fast and I love it so much. So I thought, well, Sunday night, let's just put in another order. And then because everything was so cheap, I may have gone a little bit overboard with buying this line, but we love it, so I did it. So I did snag another one of the lotions. This is the Ultra Hydration Lotion. This has been really nice. We actually just have this on our side table over here. So we sit and watch TV. The TV's up here. And it's just on the side table. Our hands get dry and we just use the lotion. It's right there. It's convenient. So we're going through it pretty quick. It's really lightweight, which is nice, but it also does a good job of moisturizing. Whereas I feel like the body creams, the body butters, even the lotions, the other lotions sometimes can be a little much, but this one's just super light. It's nice. It wears off pretty quickly, so you have to reapply more frequently. But the fragrance is beautiful and it just feels good on our skin. So we did pick up a backup of that. So we're all set on backups of that lotion. I did go ahead and also snag the body cream just because it's not too potent. I really like it's the Rain aromatherapy line. I love that one. But I think it's the neroli that's in there. It's pretty strong, and I have the lotion and I use it at my desk, but I'm trying to imagine like using that as a full body lotion, and it would be really, really overpowering. Whereas this one has similar scent notes. They just describe it as watery, clean, and fresh, but I'm pretty sure there's some bergamot in here. It's just really aquatic and fresh. And so it's comparable to the aromatherapy, but it's not as sharp. It's much more mellow and lighter. So I did pick up the cream thinking this would be good for an all over body experience, whereas we're using this lotion kind of more as just for our hands. And y'all know my store has some good sales associates, and we were in there last week and she's like, oh, you have to try the body butter. And she got the little, their little sample scooper out and put some on her hands. And I was like, you know what, this body butter, it's actually not that bad. For some reason, and maybe it's just because this is the water one, I feel like the body butter, like the memory I have in my head of using body butter is that it's really greasy. And I just feel like this was really, really light. So I feel like it's effective in moisturizing really well, but not super greasy and oily. So I plan to use this on, especially my elbows. My elbows get really dry. Maybe not so much an overall body experience, but it will be nice to have this just to try it out. And for $5.95, I thought, why not? And then the last thing I got in the BOPIS was we picked up the hand cream. And these hand creams, honestly, I don't use them for my hands because they're really greasy. I could see putting this on like at night before I go to bed on my hands and it would soak like overnight and probably be okay. But during the day, I'm using my keyboard, my mouse, eating, right? There's things I'm doing with my hands that I don't want there to be this much greasy cream on my hands. So I buy this mostly for my feet. My feet get really dry, really throughout the year, but especially bad in the winter. So I'll put this on either at night if I'm sitting in my recliner and I know I'm not going to be putting my feet on the floor for a while, or right before bed. And then that way I'm not tracking grease all over my house. I don't have hardwoods. Down here I have porcelain. It looks like wood, but it's actually just painted porcelain tile. But it does pick up the grease when I walk around with this on my feet. And then I have hardwoods upstairs in my office/bedroom. So I generally just put this on if I know there's going to be time for it to soak into my skin. But I did snag this because also, again, we really are loving this fragrance. And for the sale price that was going on last weekend, the sale was ending. Some of this was impulse, but I don't regret it. And by the way, if I ever regret my impulses, I do returns, but I'm not regretting this one at all. No receipts on the BOPIS, so I don't remember what I paid. I think with tax it was like 25 bucks or something like that, so not too bad. And then that same store where I got the BOPIS, I did find some outlet stuff, which I'm excited about. I also had my body care coupon. It was for up to, I think it was $9.95? I think it was $9.95. I got the mailer coupon. So I went ahead and used that because that's going to expire next weekend. And I picked up an Into the Night travel body cream. I'm getting this because I'm going to be up in the Pacific Northwest next week, which means most of my videos you see next week are going to be pre-recorded. I am going to try to talk my sister into doing the Saturday ritual haul. I think she'll be down. She loves Bath & Body Works, but she lives on one of the islands, so it can be a little bit of a trek to get over to where the stores are, where the Bath & Body Works stores are. But I think she'd probably be down to take me, and plus I have some rewards I can bribe her with and get her some stuff. So I think I'll still have that video next Saturday that will be more current, but everything else is going to be pre-recorded. Anyhow, I bought this to take on the trip with me. Every night before I go to bed, I put on this lotion. I spray, If You Musk Fine Fragrance Mist, put this lotion on. Now I've got the room spray I have going, and I didn't want to be without that nightly ritual. It's really calming to me and relaxing, so I'm bringing this with me. So this was free. This cost me nothing. That was $8.95, free with that coupon. And then I also wanted to bring a travel size lotion just for after the shower, everyday use. And I snagged another one of the strawberry snowflakes. I did pick one of these up that was probably 3 weeks ago. But for the price on this, y'all, this was $2.24. And I love this fragrance. I try to travel, especially if I'm staying with family, with fragrances that I feel like are non-offensive, that stuff that like everybody would probably like, and I feel like this is one of those scents. Doesn't have the scent notes on here, but I'll put it up here for you so that you do have it. It's strawberry, classic fruit smell, and then it's got just a little bit of warmth in the background. I love this fragrance. I love this in the candle. I love it in the hand cream. I love it in the soap. So I'm going to be wearing this while I'm there, and then putting this on at night while I'm there. The scent notes aren't on this one either, but I'll go ahead and share the Into the Night scent notes as well. So picked up 2 of these. This one, normally $8.95, but again, got it for $2.24. So that was a steal. We also saw where they got in some Twisted Peppermint Single-Wick candles, which I have not seen at the outlet store. This was new. They had quite a few of these too. This one, last winter, I had it in the 3-wick, not the single-wick. The 3-wick didn't do a very good job at throwing, so I'm not expecting this to be really strong, but it is a single-wick, which means it's a bathroom candle, and I think it should be able to at least fill that space. So I went ahead and got it. This was 75% off, so it came out to $4.24. So that's SAS equivalent pricing. I went ahead and grabbed it. Scent notes on this are cool peppermint, sugared snow, fresh balsam, vanilla buttercream, and a hint of musk. Yeah, it's just a creamy peppermint candle. It's really delicious. It reads a little bit like a Brock's peppermint to me, but then there's a creamy element that makes it almost feel, it's like on the verge of being like a buttercream frosting to me. It's not quite that sweet, but it's got that kind of like gooey sweetness to it. Yeah, I love it. It's gorgeous. I really like the color of the wax too. And then unlike the usual single wicks I snag, this one has a core wick. So different wick, maybe that'll help it burn a little bit hotter, a little bit faster, and maybe it won't have some of the tunneling issues. And then just a standard lid, no special Christmas lid there. So grab that one as well. They also had 2 other Christmas candles, but in the 3 wicks. Now, I know y'all saw me haul this, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. They had more of these. I snagged another one. So now I have 2 backups, plus one that I've already started burning. I'm all set for next year on this one. My husband and I debated on grabbing this one. We do this a lot. Does this happen to y'all? Where I'll be like, just put it in the bag and let's talk about it before we check out. He always checks out. I always go wash my hands and test a soap. And then we forgot to talk about it. So it just gets bought. I was like, all right, well, I guess that made our decision for us. I don't care. This was not the best price. It will be cheaper at SAS. It will probably be like $6.74 at SAS, and it was $10 today. But also, I feel like this one's pretty rare. I wasn't even seeing this at SAS this past January when they were 50% off. So I'm thinking, I don't know if there will be any left at the regular stores during SAS. So I'm just going to snag this for $10. Yes, I'm overpaying a little bit, but I love this jar. I love this fragrance. I don't know if the fragrance is coming back. I know the label will be different. So I have no regrets. We picked this up, and I just absolutely love how these look when they glow. And I love the little polar bear down here. Adorable. This is just a gorgeous jar. If you haven't burned these and you come across one, I highly recommend snagging it. The jar is really pretty. I've burned this one and the strawberry snowflakes. Actually, this body cream came in the 3-wick fragrance size, and the jar was pink. Really pretty. This one has core wicks, white wax, and stainless steel lid. I feel like one of the ones I had earlier in the year was a gold lid. Don't remember. But anyhow, grabbed another one of those. And then the other 3-wick I picked up, which I have not even seen since... When did I last see this in the store? I want to say this was like... I don't even think this was available in my stores during Candle Day. Snowflakes and Cashmere in the 3-wick format. Also, same jar style. So I have not burned this. I did not buy one of these. I don't know. I just, for some reason, just thought these would be around longer, that they would last longer. I wasn't a huge fan of the strawberry snowflakes when it first came out this year, and then that grew on me. So then I was kind of on the fence about this one, and I just feel like I slept on it, and then when I decided I really liked it, it was gone, and all that was left was the Single-Wicks, which I am well stocked in my Single-Wicks. I think I have 2 or 3 backstock of the Snowflake and Cashmere and Single-Wicks, but I have never burned the 3-wick, and I do not have any of these. So I was uber excited. This was the last one. I asked if they had more in the back. They checked. They did not. She said that to keep checking back, which, hello, of course I will, because she said what's been happening at the outlet store lately is that they get like a product, and then that's all they get for like 3 or 4 weeks. And then all of a sudden they'll get a new product, and then that's all they'll get for 3 or 4 weeks. And I know for at least the last month, every time I've gone in there, they've had the winter candle, fresh balsam, ocean, Palo Santo. There's one other one that I feel like they've had just a ton of. I don't remember what it is now. And they've had a lot of the bow lids too. So I'm hoping that maybe this one will be back next week, or actually 2 weeks from now, because I'm not going to go next week unless I go on Sunday when I get home. But anyway, I'm hoping these will be back again, and I can snag another one because I absolutely love this fragrance. This one is scent notes of vanilla cashmere cream, caramel woods, and frosted clementine. Yeah, it's just delicious. You get just a little bit of that vanilla. The cashmere is really earthy and creamy and warm. I don't get much caramel, which is nice. On warm, you definitely get a hint of, I don't know if burnt sugar is the right word, but it's like more of a bitter sweetness that's paired really nicely with the juiciness from the clementine. I don't get much of the clementine in this. I can not really smell the citrus at all, like not in a sharp, bright sense. It's more of just reads like a sweetness to me. So really well balanced. Love how this burns on warm. I think I burned through 2 of these Single-Wicks in the last year, and cannot wait to try the 3-wick. This one's white wax and core wicks on these. Which I'm realizing I didn't share the scent notes with the lavender and pine on for y'all. It's freshly picked lavender, cedarwood bark, and frosted pine. By the way, if you have never burned this one, I really love it. It's just so well balanced. I feel like the lavender comes through as just kind of like this sweet earthiness, a little bit of floral, and then the pine is very sharp, but somehow they balance each other out, and it just smells foresty and sappy and sweet and sharp at the same time. Love both of these fragrances. So both of those were $10. Normally $26.95 full price. Again, not SAS pricing. Because this is Christmas product, if this were to come out during SAS, it would be 75% off, but I'm not going to wait and find out whether or not that's coming out. I guess, and technically too, if it does come out at SAS, this would still be within the return period, although I don't really feel like saving that stuff for that long. The other thing I snagged, this was new in my store this week, is an In the Stars hand cream. So I have this in... What do I have this in? A 3-wick form? I think I thought about getting the regular body lotion at one point, but just thought it smelled too strong. So I picked up the hand cream mostly because, again, I use this on my feet, probably my elbows too. Let me just look up the scent notes on this. I don't remember what it is. In the Stars is one of my favorite, like, perfumey fragrances from Bath & Body Works. That and Into the Night, of course, which I feel like can read a little bit perfumey or cologne-y sometimes. So In the Stars has scent notes of starflower, sandalwood musk, sugared tangelo, white agarwood, and radiant amber. I don't really know what half that stuff is. I'm not sure what starflower is or white agarwood. Tangelo, isn't that those like hybrid oranges that are kind of grapefruity? Yeah, this isn't a fragrance I would want on my entire body. I would not want to wear this as a fine fragrance mist, but for my feet, far away from my nose, and just enough to give me a hint, I would really enjoy this. So I snagged this. This was on the 75% off table. It's $8.95. However, it rang up as $2. So it was a $2 flat rate item. Good deal on that. Worth the price. My husband snagged the Moonlight Zen. This is like their travel size mist. We were trying to figure out exactly what this was for because we do have it's like the bigger bottle that's bigger round. It's plastic and you squirt it. We use that for like spraying our bed in the morning when we get up. I know you can use that in the shower. I think technically that can be used as a body mist also. And this just says essential oil mist, that's what that says. So then I'm like, is this just a travel size of that? We weren't sure, but he wants to put this in his work bag and have the ability to spray his classroom area where he's teaching around him or inside of his car. He wants this to be with him at work. So we picked this up. This was half price, was normally $8.95. And we got it for $4.47. So a little bit overpriced, honestly. But he loves it, so whatever. And then he snuck this in the bag. I didn't even know that he bought this, y'all. It just showed up, which I'm okay with. He got some sugar plum candy. This is the lip mask. Nourishing lip mask. We haven't tried this. Cami over at Cami's Corner was talking about the lip masks. And if I recall, Cami, you said that this thing lasted forever, which kind of encouraged me to be like, oh yeah, I've heard about this. That's a good idea. We should pick that up. So he wanted to try it. He likes the chapsticks. I'm not a huge fan of the chapsticks. I probably won't use this. I do like the smell of this one though. Scent notes aren't on here. I'll see if I can find it. This is outdated. If I can find it, I'll put it up here for you. So this is normally $10.95 and then it was on clearance for $2.74. So this was 75% off. I mean, for $2 for some lip mask that's going to last a long time. Again, might as well snag that. They had a bunch of the lip balms too. They had the, what is it, birthday cake vanilla or something like that. Birthday cake frosting, I forget. They had that and they had some strawberry pound cake lip balm. So they had just like one of those big, huge, like glass hurricanes full of lip balm and lip mask. So he snagged this and put it in the bag. So that's all we got from the outlet store. The subtotal for all this, that doesn't include the BOPIS or the free item, was $35.69, and we saved $72.96. So a relatively affordable Saturday for us. Really excited. I think the most about this one here, Snowflakes and Cashmere. I was so happy to see this one. Really happy about having more of the waterline from the BOPIS order that we picked up. So I'm I'm happy. We did stop at T.J.Maxx on the way home. I was like, let's just go look and see if they have anything. And the hubs wanted a lemon candle that they had there in this kind of like, there's a name for this type of glass. It's like beaded glass. I forget what it's called. If y'all know, put it in the chat for me. It's driving me nuts. I can't remember. And this one, I don't know what the normal price was. It looks like at one point it went on clearance for $10, and then it got marked down a second time to $8. This is their 3-wick candle, so it's a little bit smaller than the 4 wicks that I normally buy. This is the Slatkin & Co. Homeworx candle in the Limoncello Cupcake fragrance. Now I know this went for $3 with the Ulta glitch. I tried to buy those. It glitched out. The glitch glitched and I couldn't check out. It wouldn't let me check out with the $3 price point. And I have really literally been thinking about this candle ever since. Although I will say that the jar on the $3 one was different. It's the one with the actual cupcake picture. I like this one better. So maybe it works out even though I'm paying way more for it than I should. But Hubs wanted it. He says it's lemon, and even if it doesn't throw well, he wants to try it. So it's limoncello, Sicilian lemons, candied lemons, sparkling sugar, creamy vanilla, and French butter. It's a really nice lemon. It smells a lot like lemon curd to me. So you get that like tartness with the sweetness, and then you get just a hint of what smells almost like melted butter. Yeah, it's really pretty. I'm excited to try it. I am having some issues with my other Homeworx candles. I had that espresso martini one for the coffee research that was just a total dud. I'm currently burning the matcha candle for my tea research. That one was a dud until about halfway through, and now it's throwing pretty nicely, which I'm not the type of person who wants to wait for a candle to get halfway through for it to start throwing. But if it's $8 and it's a big chunk like this and it takes a third or a halfway to get through, I'm less mad about it than if it's, a $32 candle that takes a long time to get through. Speaking of $32 candles that take a long time to have any throw, I will be updating you on my Caramel Sundays haul. It's not good, y'all. I wish I had more positive things to say because they are a small business, but be on the lookout for that. I'm going to release that next week before their 19th. I think their next release is on the 19th. I think it's the day before Easter. I want to make sure you get my insights before you make any purchasing decisions because it's something that I'm just going to label for now as purchase at your own risk. I did not have good success, and I'll share with you the issues that I had in an upcoming video. But that will be at a later date. Probably next week, Friday. I think is probably when that will happen because we have the coffee series. Actually, we have lots of coffee next week. Tomorrow, I'm going to be sharing with you my coffee candles from Goose Creek. So you'll see that video tomorrow. Monday, part 1 of episode 4 of my coffee research is going to come out. Tuesday, it'll be part 2. Wednesday, it'll be part 3, and then that wraps up my coffee series. Thursday, I am going to do a recording up in the Pacific Northwest for the Weekend Deals video I always do on Thursday. Friday, I'll give you my Caramel Sundays update. I'm hoping on Saturday my sister will go to Bath & Body Works, and then I can do a ritual haul video on Saturday. And then Sunday, I'm actually going to post a D-stash video for you to enjoy. And then I'll be back in town. So be on the lookout. Lots of good stuff coming up. Cannot wait to share all that with you. And I will still be on socials talking to y'all in the comments, and I'll be on Instagram. So you will still feel my presence. All right, I'll wrap up here. If you have any questions about any of the stuff I snagged today, go ahead and put those in the comment section below. I would love to communicate with you about my purchases. Do you have any of this stuff? Does any of this stuff excite you? Are you looking forward to SAS? Because some of this stuff is going to be at SAS, y'all, and we are not that far away from SAS happening. We're a couple months out. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. And then if you aren't already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It definitely helps you get the information you want from me, and it makes me feel good to see my subscriber numbers go up. And if you appreciate this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, but don't feel obligated because I know y'all love this video. It's the one that always gets the best views for the week. So thank you so much for joining me today and for tuning in. I really appreciate you being here and spending some time with me. I'll see you again tomorrow with my Goose Creek Coffee Series review. Until then, take care. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.